We now know the names of the victims in the deadly car crash that happened today in Limestone County. 80-year-old Nancy Russell and a 13-year-old girl were killed when the car they were in collided with another car. That was driven by 30-year-old Levi Gordon, who also died at the scene. The crash happened west of Athens on Highway 72 near Parker Road at 11:30 this morning. None of the victims were wearing their seatbelts. ALEA troopers continue to investigate.